Welcome to Your Wish Fulfilled. This is your magical podcast to come into the feeling, the feeling that you've already attained that which you desire right now. We live in a world that is always telling us something is missing. There's always another product, there's always another thing to do, there's always something outside. And once we do that, once we get that, once we have that, then all will be well. This is the soothing mantra that the world is telling us. You've nearly got what you want. You just need this one more thing, and all will be well. But what happens when we get what we want? We want something else, almost immediately. So if it worked, if accumulating experiences and things actually worked, then that would be great. There might just be one more thing. But we've been in the game long enough, haven't we? We've been in the game long enough to realize this is a pattern that is repeating itself endlessly. I recently fell into it myself. I decided that I wanted a tungsten sphere. Do you know what that is? Tungsten's one of the heaviest metals in the world. It's about the same as gold. And I wanted a large block of it so I could hold it in my hand, just to feel how heavy it is. It's like a warp in the universe. So I got one. It's very expensive. And it's great, right? But then I forgot that it existed and I just had it sitting somewhere. I'm like, all right, what else have we got then? It never ends. It never ends. And when we do get what we want and when we do feel good, just tune into it. Think about a time when you have felt genuinely content, genuinely at peace, genuinely as if you've attained everything. What happened? When you do feel really good, what is going on? Just cast your mind back to a time where you honestly felt contented, peaceful, happy. Let's take a few moments silence. Just when was that? How did it feel? What was happening? Did anything come to mind? When you feel like you have attained everything, or when you feel really good, what is going on? Is it because you just got something? Maybe you got something in the mail. Is it then, or is it something else happening? We need to understand our own psychology because we're living inside of it all the time. When I think back to when I'm feeling wonderful, which is, not all the time, but it is quite a lot of the time, it's when I'm doing things from a space of giving and good vibrations. When I'm living my dharma, when I'm being of service, that's when everything feels great. So, for example, if I'm recording this podcast, or if I'm giving blessings, or doing a talk, or if I'm sending good wishes, helping other people, that's when I feel really good. But when I'm getting things, consuming things, trying to fill the hole, fill the gap, it doesn't work. It actually leads to a worse problem. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that absolutely fascinating? Everything is completely backwards. When we think, what can I get? It leads to feeling depressed, actually. It leads to feeling down. It leads to feeling needy. When we think, how can I help? What can I give? How can I be of service? How can I use everything I have in a worthwhile way, then that natural happiness starts to emerge. That's why advice given to people who are severely depressed, for example, I've heard many therapists and people helping with depression say, go to a homeless shelter and feed the homeless. And they come out much better off for it, rather than sitting in their flat feeling awful. So the irony is that we think getting what we want will make us happy. Once I have a wonderful house, a better, bigger house, a new car, then all will be well. But actually it won't make any difference. It doesn't make any difference. To some degree it might make some difference. But the thing is, we normalize everything almost immediately. Doesn't matter what it is. So we can buy things, get things, have things. It normalizes back to the same level of inner experience almost immediately. Somewhere between 1 day and 3 months, depending on what it is. So with that in mind, what do we need to focus on if we want to be happier, more content? The key thing is, how can I be of service using my specialties, using the things that are naturally, divinely gifted? We all have specialties. There's certain things that you're good at that naturally come from your heart, that you don't necessarily even work on very much, but you can they're just there, that you have them. It's like gifts given to you from God. You've been bestowed gifts, divine gifts. You have them. When you use them for service of others, then you'll feel so much better. So what are your specialties? Specialties include certain virtues and personality traits that you have. So certain ways that you are, just as your being. So maybe you're very kind, maybe you're determined, excited, energized, maybe you're relaxed, contented, right? Everyone's different. We don't want everyone to be exactly the same. If everyone was super chill, it wouldn't be good. If everyone was really passionate all the time, that would also be a serious problem. So we need variety. So you have a certain way of living, a certain way of being, a certain energy. What is it? Do you even know what it is? I'm sure people have commented, right? Many times we ignore our specialties and we try and make up for the things that we're not good at and try and be like somebody else. So let's say you're an energized person, you've got loads of energy and you like to run around and do a lot of stuff. You might think, that's great and everything, but I'd rather be more relaxed. How can I be more relaxed like somebody else? Right? Whereas someone else might be very relaxed and they think, oh, I'm too relaxed. Maybe it'd be better if I had more energy, and they drink loads of coffee. So, do you see what I'm saying? We already have specialties and we're not even taking advantage of those a lot of the time. That's something I've noticed. I'm overall a fairly relaxed person, I would say. I'm not only relaxed because I have loads of ideas and loads of downloads, so it's not like just sitting around being relaxed. Very creative and relaxed, you could say. But I remember watching these various YouTube videos and all this stuff on the internet and movies and TV shows and all this stuff. And in America, right, and in the world generally, entertainers who are doing these shows generally are not particularly relaxed, right? Because it's a bit more boring, isn't it? If someone's just sitting around not doing anything, It's not good television. So most of the performers, by definition, are very engaging and very extroverted and very intense, right? Otherwise it wouldn't be good performance and they would lose their job. Right? Think about Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey is about the most extreme version of this. And so I remember thinking maybe I should be a bit more like that because I'm too chill. But there's enough people like that anyway, right? There's a lot of people like that trying to relax. They've got serious problems. They want to calm down. So each of us has natural specialties. Are we using them or are we trying to be somebody else? Can you see how this pattern just plays out over and over again? On one hand, we have something of value. We are sitting on acres of diamonds in our own land, and we're looking at our neighbor's land, thinking, wouldn't it be better if I moved over there? Ignoring everything we have. And the neighbor's doing the same thing. So we have inner specialties that we can use. We can just being ourselves and using that to be of service to others. So for example, if you are more relaxed and peaceful, then you can give that peaceful energy to people just by you being there. You don't have to do anything. That is itself a blessing. If you are more energized, more excited, more inspired, sort of let's go for it person. A lot of people, they haven't got that. They need a bit of that. They need some of your get it done sort of intense energy. It's a blessing to a lot of people who are just sitting around a bit depressed, right? And of course, these are two extremes and there's thousands of variants on beingness that we all have. Do you know what your specialty is? Do you know what your presence is like? Because it's very special. It's a specialty. It's something that you have already got. It's like you're sitting on diamonds. Do you know what they are? Have you pulled them out and looked at the diamonds that you have? Are you having self-respect based on that? Because it's yours. It's a divine gift that now has been bestowed upon you, and you have for yourself and for others. And then on top of that, there are external specialties, things that you have developed, gifts and skills that might not have come with you when you were born as a beingness, but they're things that you're good at doing because you practice them. What is that? What are all those things? And don't tell me you haven't got any. Everyone's got loads of them, right? Maybe you're good at helping in certain ways with people, right? Maybe you're good at making food. Maybe you're good at doing talks or doing art or inspiring people or technical. I mean, it just goes on and on and on, right? Just think about all the skills that you have and the skills that you could develop further. They're all specialties as well that you can use to be of service to your fellow human beings, to your spiritual family all around you. Right? What is all that? I'm sure you could help people in lots and lots and lots of different ways. So one is your presence, and then you use your presence with the skills that you have to uplift people, to support them. And it's not just one thing, it's multiple things. So you have multiple specialties in your beingness, and you have multiple skills. So the combination of these things is potentially infinite, actually. So cooperation with others, for example, could be just not getting upset. Let's say you're in a situation and there's all these things happening and people are getting annoyed, and you remain peaceful and give everyone blessings. Don't get upset. You're actually helping people, just being there, staying content. And then you might offer some advice, you might have an idea, right? Do you see how simple this is? These sorts of situations come up over and over again, all the time, every day. A lot of times people think their dharma is like, I'm writing my book. My book is my dharma. My dharma is to help these people with this thing. Dharma is way bigger than that. Your dharma is your presence, your specialties, your skills, using them in certain ways. It expands and contracts according to the circumstance and situation. And again, a lot of the time, the reason this doesn't happen is because of this thing. I want this that I haven't got. I'm looking on the internet, I'm looking at these other people. They've got this thing. I want it. I haven't got it. I need to have it. Everything will be better when I get it, which in other words is comparison. So you have specialties, you have skills, you have talents, you have experiences, you have virtues and powers, which you can use in infinite combinations right now to help people. But then there's comparison to other people, saying, yeah, well, compared to these people, compared to this person on the internet, compared to this video that I saw, I'm not really very good. Like my specialty is only this, whereas their specialty is like that. And look how many followers they've got. Right? And then we downplay everything that we have as if it's junk. But this happens all the time. I'm working with people and I see this in myself. Oh, what's the point? There's so many people doing something anyway. What difference does it make if I do it? Right? Compared to these people who are professionals, they've been doing this for years and years and years. There's nothing I can do. It's not that good. Right? So that's disrespecting our specialty, disrespecting ourselves, disrespecting what we can do. And not only that, we're going to feel awful if we're not using our specialties. And what about all the other people who are not going to get help, right? Just because somebody else has specialties and is using them, does that mean that there's no need for you anymore because of some random influencer on Instagram? Let's say there's someone on Instagram who's doing random videos about makeup or whatever, and then blah, 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 whatever it is, right? And they have 10 million followers. Or let's say they're doing it on health or something that you're good at, right? Does that mean that they're serving everyone in the world and so there's no more need for any more help for anyone else because they've got it all covered? What about Oprah, right? Oprah's got a massive following. Oprah's around doing all this stuff. Does that mean there's no need for anyone else because there's already Oprah? Is that what it means? That because Oprah's written, various things and has a TV show and internet stuff, and there's all these things on TikTok and on Instagram and YouTube and blah, 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 that therefore there's no need for you anymore. It's all covered. This is a really serious issue that is going on in the back of the mind in many, 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 many people, because I work with spiritual coaches and meditation teachers, and this is the stuff that comes up. Well, it comes up with me even. I'm like, well, and people might think, oh, Brother Michael's doing all this stuff. What's the point of me doing it? But I'm thinking, well, yeah, but there are other people. Do you see what I mean? And the people who might have the biggest followings in the world, a lot of the time they think, well, is there any point? I've already done a lot of stuff, or there's other people. Do you see the issue here? We need to fully acknowledge what our specialties are, really pull them out like they're diamonds that we haven't been noticing. They're dusty diamonds that have been stuffed behind the bed somewhere. There's some of them are outside under a pile of bricks, right? Some of them are totally lost. Some of them have been stuck in the attic, right? So what are your specialties? And what are your skills? And how can you use everything you have in a worthwhile way? Think about this term, worthwhile way. Use everything you have in a worthwhile way, and you will experience success. Right? So success in your life, happiness, well-being, and joy is going to come about by using everything that you have already now in a way that actually provides value, benefit. So in other words, we don't have to look outside because we're missing something, and once we get that, then everything will be successful. Success is going to come by looking at what we already have, the skills, the specialties, the opportunities, the people. Everything is already here in our current life, and we just need to discover what that is and use it in a worthwhile way. Everything is already here. I'll give one last example of this practically. I have everything I need to go on road trips, right? I've already bought it all. I've got sleeping stuff, I've got lovely organic mattresses and special stuff for heating water in 1 minute. I've got all the best stuff, right, for camping and for road trips. I haven't been using them, right? So recently I pulled it all out and I realized I can just get in, I pretty much got it ready now. I can get in the car and just drive somewhere cool, and I can do videos, I can do meditation, I can read a book in the hammock looking over beautiful views, but I haven't been using it. It's just been sitting in the garage getting dusty. I'm going to use that in a worthwhile way, and it will make my life even better. It's not something I need to get, it's something I already have. It's just that I haven't been using it in a worthwhile way. Everything, well, look around you. You have so many things that you can use in a worthwhile way right now for your own joy and for the benefit of others. And if you can do something that you enjoy doing and it also helps other people, then, my dear, you have discovered the secret to life. Sending you lots of love. Talk to you soon. Thank you for your beautiful presence.